Yo, what's up YouTube? Coming at you with another video, and today I'm going to be giving my predictions for the 2K season. And for my first player, by the way, all of these will be point guards. And for my first player, we're going to have Stephen Curry. Obviously, great shooter, MVP, back-to-back MVPs, first anonymous MVP of all time. Led his team to the NBA Finals, and I think he's going to go up to a 94 overall. If he had won the Finals and didn't choke so much, I believe he would be a 95 rated, but he did, so I'm going to have to give him a 94. But anyway, that is still a great rating for Stephen Curry. For the next player, we are going to go with Russell Westbrook, and I am going to have to give him a 91 overall rating. So if this is the same card ratings and amethyst and gold, his card will be upgraded to an amethyst, but if not, he will be some other weird thing. But anyway, he is going to go up 2, so that's a pretty big upgrade if you ask me. I'm going to give him this 91 rating just because he had a great season. He really carried the Thunder. Well, KD kind of carried it, and they just had a great season. They were up 3-1, but unfortunately lost to the Warriors in the conference finals. But still, they brought the best team of all time to a Game 7, so I think he should definitely be an amethyst, and that's another great rating. For our next player, it will be John Wall. This man is kind of confusing, he is a great point guard, but he never gets the recognition he deserves, I think. The fastest base player in the game. He's just a great point guard. Unfortunately, he's not surrounded by too much great players, so he can't really bring his team very far in the playoffs or even to the playoffs. But anyway, he is very young, so he has a lot of potential. And I believe if you put some other good players on this team, they could contend with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But he didn't have the greatest season of his career, so I'm only going to give him a +1. I think that's pretty generous, though, John Wall, since he really didn't have the greatest season. But he's still a top 10 point guard, if not top 5 point guard in the NBA, so yeah. So our next player will be Chris Paul, and this man is a great point guard, but I do not think he shined this year as much as he has in the past. In my opinion, I don't think he deserves to be an amethyst next year, but an 89 overall gold seems just about right for Chris Paul. He's on a great team surrounded by Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, and some other good talent, and he really didn't carry them very far in the Western Conference. This team was a really high prospect coming into the year, and they didn't really prove it. They had a great season, but I believe they only came in for third in the Western Conference, but they got knocked out pretty fast in the Western Division. But Chris Paul's still a great point guard, don't get me wrong, and I just don't think he had the greatest season. But anyway, yeah, I'm only going to give him an 89 rating. I know it's kind of tough for Chris Paul because he's always been an extremely good player, but he's kind of getting old, and he's just not cutting it this year for an amethyst card. But don't get me wrong, still a great point guard. Alright, Kyrie Irving. This man is an absolute beast. But I do not think 2K is going to give this man an amethyst card, just because a +3 is a pretty big boost, especially just when he didn't have like the most amazing regular season, but he definitely turned it on in the playoffs. He led the Cavs. He didn't lead the Cavs. LeBron led the Cavs, but he didn't trail far behind LeBron. I think they were an amazing duo this year, and when Kyrie wasn't playing well, LeBron was playing amazing, and when LeBron wasn't playing his best, Kyrie was playing amazing. and I think he saved Cavs in the championship game by hitting a dagger 3. But I just don't think 2K will give him an amethyst. I think he deserves an amethyst, but I do not believe 2K will give him an amethyst, sadly. But this man is still going to be sick once you're in the 3 golds division, if they still have that. And I think they should, because I don't like when you're playing with like a silver team against like an all diamond team. So yeah, he won his team a finals, him and LeBron. Fortunately, he did not get the MVP. I think LeBron deserved it just because he played consistent through the whole year. And Kyrie Irving was a little bumpy, but still a great point guard. I think one of the best point guards in the NBA. All right, for our last player, but I don't think he's the least, but he might be the least in some of your guys' opinions. But anyway, Isaiah Thomas, the pocket prophet, whatever you want to call him. This man's an absolute beast of a human. But so Isaiah Thomas had one of the best seasons of his career, if not the best season of his career, in my opinion. He was a top 10 scoring leader in the NBA, and also showed that he can dish some serious dimes. He brought the Celtics very far, but unfortunately lost in Game 7 to the Hawks in only the first round. But I feel like if they just won a few more of those games and Jai Crowder didn't get hurt, they would have went to the second round and probably lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers in 5 or 6 games. But they did beat the Warriors at home for the first time in their season. But yeah, I believe he will get up to an 85 and an 86. I can't really tell. I don't think he'll get up to an 87, but I do think he deserves that just because he was an amazing scorer this year. And yeah, since he's an 85 overall, that's a pretty big upgrade for him. And I definitely think he deserves it, or even higher, just because he's not going to go down, because he had an amazing season. And he brought the Celtics really, really far. But yeah, they couldn't win in the playoffs, as I already said. So this man's still a beast anyway, and an awesome point guard. And I might have given him a little bit of a bigger boost just because he is on my favorite team, the Celtics. But anyway, that will be the end of the video. Like and comment and just view the video if you would like for me to do shooting guards, small forwards, power forwards, or centers. But I think if I do another one, I'll definitely do small forwards because they have the most talent in that spot, because shooting guards don't have that much and power forwards don't have that much, or centers. But anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and that's going to be it. Peace.